By the way, this is the flip side of the argument. I'm not about to make any friends right now, but I'm going to read this to you. So if you want to pull this up, Rob, pull up the one I just sent you. So this is Iran, right? During this whole thing where it's like, well, let me tell you what they're doing. And this isn't unfair. Iran is upset at America. The reason why they say death upon America is because you don't know how much stuff U.S. has done to Iran. And they are tired of U.S. for what they've done. Really? Yeah. Okay. Say you're right. Say you're right that the reason why Iran hates America and it's mad bad America because of how much Iran has done, how much U.S. has done to Iran. Say you're right. Why is Iran doing this to their own people? Give that argument. Why are they doing this to their own people? Iran executions rises to 834 last year to instill societal fear, reports say. The other story that you have, Rob, if you want to go to the other title, this is BBC. The other one that you have, if you just go to the link on the other one that you have, you had it up a minute ago. The other story is, you just had it, Rob. No, not this one, Rob. Okay, don't worry about it. Just go back to it. There's another story. I sent you both of them. So Iran executions rises sharply to 834 last year to instill societal. Okay, let's go through it. I actually want to read this article, okay? Executions in Iran have surged for a second year running to 834. Most were undocumented hangings. Norway-based Iran Human Rights, IHR, and France's Together Against Death Penalty said. Official sources noted 125 executions. The Iranian authorities were weaponizing the death penalty to instill societal fear. It allows nationwide protests led by women and girls. The protests were sparked by the death of Kurdish Iranian Mahsa Amini in police custody in 2022 and led to violent crackdowns by Iranian authorities. While at least 8 protesters were executed last year, the vast majority of executions were reportedly based on drug-related charges and murder charges. The report in Iranian authorities used the death penalty as a tool of political repression. You can go lower and read the fact that they do public hangings in Iran. What society that is a peaceful society does public hanging? I'm really curious to just ask the average person that's watching this that maybe sometime they sit there, Rob, I sent you the other link for you to pull up as well. What society that's a peaceful society does public hanging? What society? Who does public hanging?
Who does death penalty? At all?
Yeah, why do they do that? What's their motive for doing that? What's their intention for doing that? What's the reason for doing that? So it's very easy when you read this and you go through it and you realize they're actually doing the breakdown of all the numbers. Go all the way to the top, Rob, on what this article shows, all the way to the top. You know, Iran hanged 834 people in 2023. Now, not all of these are hanging, but they're hanging people publicly, like publicly in front of people to put the fear. You've seen that in movies, right? You've seen that in cartoons, Robin Hood. You've seen that in, you know, these are not real situations. That would never happen there. That's not even a story. They would never do such a thing. I lived there almost 11 years, okay? It's a very different environment when you see something like this. Chris and Tom, I'll come to the two of you guys.
Wait, hold on a second. Why do you think it's happening?
Why do I think what?
What is it, what the regime is doing? What do you think the operative principle is in Iran right now behind this?
Because the law allows it to happen. Because they have convinced the people there that that is normal. Because they know how to use fear to control their people. There's a different kind of fear. This kind of fear is a kind of fear that, you know, you silence, control, get people to no longer want to protest. In America, BLM went out there and did what? Destroyed billions of dollars of businesses, right? Billions of dollars of businesses. How many people got arrested? I don't know how many people got arrested. We have protesters in universities, you know, for Israel, Hamas. What happened? What happened there? Some universities like, you know, Harvard are saying, yeah, well, you know, this is the position we're going to take. And so I'm not giving money to those guys anymore, okay? And then we are a terrible nation. America's a terrible nation. And all these other guys are very peaceful. Yeah, you can have a very hard time making that case. And by the way, to all these guys that are seen as very peaceful, why don't you grab a camera and go live in Iran for 90 days and go record some of the content and be open about it and go do man on the streets. Go do man on the streets. We should send some people to go man on the streets on Iran. See what happens there. See how you feel about it.
See how long you're allowed to do it.
That's the point. So to me, the argument of, I'll sit there and have the argument of the amount of influence different organizations have. We can do that. But when somebody starts saying peace, 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 and then you go to the place and you wonder how chaotic it is, then you have to ask the additional question. You know who we had on last week? I had the two-time EU Parliament and two-time Parliament from Poland, Dominik Tarczyński.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
He came on. Do you know, Rob, all his clips combined, what did he get, 15 million views? I don't know what it was. He got, 13 to 15 million views, okay, and still going. Poland is one of the 27 countries in EU. Lowest rape, lowest crime, lowest unemployment, Muslim population 0.1%. They don't do the stuff that UK is doing. Mm-hmm. They're like, nah, we don't do that. And on the border, if you cross the border, they have the right to kill you when you go to Poland. Why do they have such a peaceful society? One has to ask that question. By the way, let me say this to you. Again, I'm not...
And they brought in a ton of Ukrainians, by the way.
They did 2 to 3 million, by the way. A lot of people that they brought in. But you know what's crazy when I say this? People are like, oh my God, you're such and such and such and full. Listen, everybody has in their communities a stereotype. Italians have it, right? Your family was Italian mob. There was some not allegations, there was some accusations, right? Mario's mob and all that. Okay, great. I am Armenian, Assyrian. On the Armenian side, there is insurance fraud. And when I first started building a company, Tom, you remember this? AIG, who you know how one of their biggest, highest ranking guys, accused me of being Armenian tied to insurance fraud. And they said, well, a lot of Armenians are, okay.
Before he met you, before you were up and running, he was saying that.
He was, and then eventually I ended up speaking at his retirement and we became very good friends. And that's 7 years later. And we had a very good relationship. I won't mention his name. He knows who he is. We all have some of these stereotypes that are tied to us. But one has to ask, if you claim Iran is so peaceful, are you okay with hanging? Are you okay with 834 different executions? And if you're somebody that follows data, why is Poland have the most peaceful place in EU? Why is that? What are they doing right? We have to ask these types of questions, even though it's not popular, okay? Even though it's not exciting, even though it's not, oh my God, I can't believe you took this position. I take this position comfortably. I think one of the mistakes, Chris, that the longer you're creating content, here's what ends up happening to you. And it's not easy to do. You end up being influenced by the mob to want to try to please the mob. If you're in mainstream, you feel obligated to maybe defend the establishment media mob. Again, I'm just saying this. If you're in certain space, you're like, well, I want to make sure those guys like me. And I want to make sure these guys like me. And I want to make sure those guys like me. Oh my God, they said these in the comment. Oh, they're liking what I said. Awesome. And I was like, who are these guys that are liking what I'm saying? Wait a minute, these guys are liking what I'm saying? Those guys are for that. I'm not for that. Why are they liking what I'm saying? Wait a minute. And mate, what is going on with the position here? So you have to, it's a slippery slope of trying to please all the different mobs that's coming, trying to get you to take a position. And unfortunately, eventually you're under arrest because they control you. That's a very, very hard place to be. I'm telling you from my life experience, what it was as a Christian family living in Iran after the revolution and what Iran was like pre-Shah. I had a guy here, Reza Aslan. He used to work for CNN. You would remember Reza Aslan. He did a special one time when he went in the whole man-eating place. I think it was in India that got 50 million views. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. Rob, if you type in, go to YouTube, type in Reza Aslan and solve for views, look how many views. The guy was scared because he met with people that were eating human beings and they were drinking pee. And the guy pees in a cup, offers the pee in a cup and says, drink it. How many views did he get? 32 million views. Matter of fact, just play this clip. Go ahead and play this clip if you can. It's very disturbing. I don't even know if you want to play this clip. So that's Reza Aslan. These guys, what do you call them?
Cannibals.
Cannibals. Look at that. Look how uncomfortable he is.
Of course he's uncomfortable. The guy just hung jawbones on his head.
Now and then.
Okay. You can pause it right here. He pees. He's like, hey, drink this pee, and he's sitting here. He hates the Shah. Can't stand the Shah. Shah's a bad person. Okay? And we're going back and forth. Friendly debate, Iran. His family was probably more from the two-day party. The two-day party was anti-Shah. They were semi-socialist communists. And Mossadegh, who was probably a Bernie Sanders type of a candidate that a lot of people liked and was a good guy, but Shah came in and boom, Mossadegh's out. Do you know what happens when the Shah was the president of Iran, the king of Iran? So much as people said things about the Shah, how much conflicts was there in Iran? Do you know what I ran the other day? Well, very interesting data I ran the other day. I know I'm going on a rant on this, and I'll pause and I'll come back to you guys because I want to hear from you guys more than I want to hear from myself. I ran data to see in the Middle East the amount of people that died in the Middle East, pre-Shah versus post-Shah. Folks, go study the data. Go look at the wars, including Israel-Palestine, because they've had the conflict for a long time. Go see the conflict pre-Shah, post-Shah, while he was there, not pre-Shah like 1800s. From the moment he got in to the moment he got out, look how the Middle East was. It was peaceful. What happened the day MI6, US, UK, France maybe, some of these countries are like, this guy's getting a little bit too powerful, and the 25-year oil contract that they had from 1954 to 79 was coming up. They said, we got to get rid of him. The day they got rid of the Shah, then see how many people died the next decade. Every chaos that happened in the Middle East is because that guy left. That's when a lot of this mess happened. And now we're facing what we're facing. So to me, yeah, I don't know. All this peaceful stuff that they drop around and they say what they said and go talk about the executions. And they'll say, well, look how the people America's killed. Look at all the people we've done. I get that. I'm not sitting here telling you that we have the most brilliant resume. But to me, we are a little bit confused the last couple years here.
Well, look, it's you have to have a relative assessment. And you have to be careful about a single factor explanation for a complex situation, which the Middle East absolutely is. America is fairly criticized. You want to compare it. Where is it better? So sure as hell, this is not Iran. So that's really the way to look at it. America deserves criticism. There should be no complacency. We got lots of problems that we're not working on. Where else would you rather be? Where else has it better? Look, I've been to Poland multiple times recently. It is an amazing demonstration of neighborly love. It's not perfect. But what's happening with Ukraine? I don't want to live in Poland versus America. And I'm telling you, people in Poland would rather, most of them would rather live in America. It's the best place.
The comparison, Poland is not to America. It's Poland to, okay, let me show you this. Rob, pull up the clip of what happened in UK. The clip I sent you. Play this video clip. It's Poland against UK. I want you to watch this clip, and you tell me, you just had it a minute ago, Rob, the one with the police is talking to this one guy. I sent it to you earlier. You literally had it up just a minute ago. Yeah, watch this one here. This is UK, okay? This is the guy's recording this. This is Poland versus here. Where would you rather live? Go ahead and play this clip.
So,
what do you mean I can't have any alcohol?
Okay, well, I'll tell you. Okay, the time's 20 to 3, 14:40. I'm arresting you on suspicion of improper use of the electronic communications network. And just
What?
127 of the Communications Act, okay? So you do not have to say it. That may harm your defence if you don't mention one question subject to later on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand that?
So I'm actually being arrested?
You're going to be arrested, okay?
Right.
Take that to the police station.
Right.
Okay, this is in relation to some comments that you've made on a Facebook page. Okay.
Oh, really? Oh, it's a Facebook crime, is it?
Okay.
Right.
So we need to ask you some questions about that.
Right.
Have you got anything in your pockets?
I've got my keys. No, that's about it, I think. Keys.
So,
guy's getting arrested
Yeah.
we can
for
search
comments he made on Facebook.
Yeah.
You can pause it here.
Crazy.
How many arrests has there been for social media? What's the number, Rob?
Crazy.
Yeah, the number is UK arrests, social media. You can type it in.
Crazy.
I've seen a couple different numbers, but it's a ridiculous number, like a couple thousand people, 2,000 to 3,000. And even one of the guys says, you know, if you say XYZ, you're going to go to jail. If you say XYZ, you're going to go to jail. There's 3,000 arrests. More than 3,300 people have been detained and questioned last year over so-called trolling on social media. Mm-hmm. Detained? This is what UK is now turned into?
Yeah.
Data reveals a lot, Chris.
No question. No question. Look, this is what UK has turned into. This is one aspect of how they're trying to adjust to social media culture that is a bad adjustment. They have made several bad adjustments when it comes to free speech in the last 20 years. We have to be careful of not following their example. And I know very well, maybe better than most, how frustrating that can be. But we have to keep the marketplace of ideas. Is there a place for a standard? Yes. What is the standard? I don't know. Can the platforms do better? Yes. I don't like Section 230. Section 230 relieves them of it gives them complete immunity from any litigation based on defamation or things that are put on their content. Now, on one level, it was fair. Why'd they pass it as a law? Because they're not publishers the way you are, the way I am at News Nation. I accept that. But we know that they are brilliant, especially with the advent of AI, about understanding what content is on their platform and how to monetize it and where to place ads. So they definitely can do things. I have been flagged and banned and had videos taken off that I aired on television that they've done it. So they have algorithms that are doing this. It's not doing well. We're moving in the wrong direction. We are tolerating less and less speech on more and more specious grounds. And it worries me. What they're doing there is crazy. If that were ever happening here, it would be inherently un-American. Are we headed that way? Yup. Yes, we are.
That is a scary thought to be thinking about, that we're going in a direction like that. Did you see this, Tom, this morning? New candidates, outsiders are wanting to, can you come in this late? 2 candidates are running for office this late? I don't know if that's even Rob, this is what story is talking about this? What channel is this?
Let me pull it up. Hang on one second.
Why would New York Post and New York Times talk about these 2 candidates? Can you pull up the campaign on what their slogan is? Pull up their campaign on what their slogan is. Here we go. The latest campaign. Zoom in, Rob. Zoom in. Ellsworth Sosnick 2024. Shut up, you little. It's their slogan.
Well played, guys. Well played.
Rob, can you do me a favor and play the clip for people to know where this is coming from? By the way, can you have ever seen this?
Joke. If that shirt exists and I don't get one in an extra medium before I leave, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Guys, that shirt
Pat.
is here.
I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. You give it to me. I'm wearing it right now.
You got to be kidding.
This guy's getting naked on camera right here. What is happening right now? Ladies, don't look. Look away. You're not going to...
Rob, go to my Twitter account. It should be on there right there. If you just go on my Twitter.
This is good.
This, finally something I can get behind.
That's what you got to try a little bit.
Ellsworth Sosnick.
Shut up, you little bitch.
This
just what my mother used to tell me.
Have you seen this clip on What Happened or no? On the podcast? Is this it, Rob?
We're doing this now?
Oh, my
God.
God. We have to show. So on the podcast, this is a couple weeks ago. Adam and Tom are going at it. And next thing you know, okay, Tom, Rob, it's right there. If you just go on my account, you should be able to see it. I retweeted it.
Oh, okay.
I'm texting it to you as well. It's not hard to find. I think it's 6 down. Yeah, if you keep going, 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 you keep going. It's about to come up. Go one more right there. Okay, This is why the campaign started, folks. And you guys talked. Go ahead and play this clip. This is just a very special moment between the two candidates, the president and the VP. Go ahead.
More balanced. Oh, I read.
Tom, what's your point, dude?
I went into the,
what are you doing here?
You're trying so hard, you little bitch. You know, it's like, it's like, you know, Tom, what you have.
Tom, you're the smartest guy in the room. You're rambling on and on and on.
Almost killed Vinny. Almost killed Vinny.
That's why he's not here today. Tom, no shit. Give us what's your
Open
point?
the textbooks, baby. So
you can pause it right there. So for those of you that support the Ellsworth and the Sosnick ticket, and you like their slogan, this will be limited merch. We will never sell this again, guys. I'm telling you right now. If you want to go get that gear 2024, that's the merch right there. It'll sell out. We don't have a big amount of shirts. This is less than 500 shirts that you can go order. So once you order, it's out. It'll be limited edition. People won't see it. But we also have this one, which I freaking love. You'll see me sporting this one here. It's the Future Looks Bright 2024 campaign shirt and the red one. Pick and choose either one of those. You can go on vtmerch.com to place the order, but this is a special one. All right, sounds good.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.